Hello everybody, Tommyruin here and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about what I would like to see in a private server or in a Blizzard server if they ever cash in on the private server audience. Now my view is very different from a lot of people, I'm sure, but this is what I would really like to play and what I would hope to see in the future if people can get this to work. So I'm going to start off by saying I like things from a lot of the expansions in World of Warcraft. There are things that I could pick out from each expansion that I really like, and it's because of that that I'm trying to incorporate as much of that into a server as possible. So from the vanilla expansion, or from vanilla, it's not really an expansion, is it? I would incorporate the world of Warcraft. That is what vanilla is for me. You get the world, you get the leveling experience, and that is what vanilla is about. It's about the experience. And yes, people have played it hundreds of times now, but I would love to have the vanilla world, vanilla professions, the vanilla quests in my version of World of Warcraft. But would I have a class system? No, I wouldn't. And that's because, in my opinion, the classes are very unbalanced and, all being said and done, not very fun to play. A lot of them are one button spam, and the rotations and everything like that are just not very much fun to play. So what I would bring into my game is the Legion class system, and I think Legion has done a lot of good things for World of Warcraft. It's brought in loads of flashy animations which I think look fantastic. It's brought in loads of other systems that work really, really well, and I'd like to see that in a private server. I love the Legion classes. They feel so nice to play and they flow so well compared to vanilla classes that are clunky, slow and often very spammy, which you don't get in Legion classes, which is why I like them so much. So my server would be, or the server which I would like, it would be a Legion base. So it would be based on a Legion client, which I know is something which is unheard of because Legion clients just have got no development and they are very, very buggy when you look at them out of the box. I did try and compile a Legion server, and straight away when I realised that monks, when you build up chi, you can't spend it, I realised, damn, there's some work to be done here. So I do think a Legion client would be best because they've got all of the Legion spells and everything. You've got the Legion animations, you've got action cam, you've got loads of cool features which I would want in the game. But there are things in that which I wouldn't want, such as the Cataclysm zone changes. I wasn't a massive fan of when they came in and brought about those Cataclysm changes. I would prefer those to be removed, have the old vanilla zones ported into a Legion client if that is at all possible. I have absolutely no idea. So having the old quests, the old zones, but play through it with a Legion class system, I think that would be something that would work really, really nicely. And you could even have the new classes. You could have monks, you could have demon hunters, you could have death knights. It might not make much sense lore-wise, but why not? It would be fun to run Molten Core or Blackwing Lair with these new classes. You could add in new tier sets for these new classes and make them work so that the classes are viable and a lot of fun to play. I would change a lot of the tier sets so that they are actually viable and work for classes nowadays. A lot of them have depreciated class set bonuses which just are relics of the past which you can't actually use anymore. I know they're disabled now, but you couldn't use them anyway because some of the spells that they were buffing didn't even exist anymore. So I'd change those so they do actually have an effect and so that they're exciting to get. I'd add some of the newer mounts onto bosses, so you could get the Corehound mount for downing Ragnaros like you did in the anniversary event. I think that would be quite a cool reward. And I just think taking the base game of vanilla and improving it, not emulating it, improving it by adding new classes, new mounts, all of these new features which I love about the new game, and incorporating it into classic vanilla. I think that's something which it's not been done, and the furthest I've seen it done is using a Wrath client and having those quality of life features included. There's servers like Primal WoW and Ascension are doing these PTE, progressive through expansion launches, and that's all well and good, but imagine doing that on a grander scale. Imagine starting on a Legion client and having vanilla up to Wrath of the Lich King. I wouldn't go any further. I wasn't a massive fan of Cataclysm. I love Mist of Pandaria, and I'd love to have some of that incorporated somehow, maybe some scenarios or something, but I disagree with emulating the expansion that's out currently, so I wouldn't want it to go up to Legion, and I'd probably, if it's possible, remove that content from the game so you can't even access the Legion zones at all, because it adds weight at the end of the day. I don't know if it is possible to remove those, but I would prefer it if they weren't in the game, and I'd probably cap it at Wrath of the Lich King just because it would make things easier to have a goal to work towards. And I do think working up towards the Lich King, I think that's when World of Warcraft was at its peak, lore-wise and just gameplay-wise. So I think it's quite a nice point to work towards, and that does give you a lot of gameplay beforehand to work yourself up towards that point. So just to summarise, what I would say is my perfect World of Warcraft server. It would be based on a Legion client with all of the Legion changes in terms of class design and a lot of the other nice changes which they made, but then taking you back to the vanilla world, changing all the zones back to how they were, having all the original quests that sent you all around the world to get that full World of Warcraft adventure experience, but having the nice shiny new classes that play so much better than the clunky vanilla classes, but having a much more enhanced vanilla experience. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I'd love to know what you guys think would be your perfect server and the things that you would incorporate. And I'd also like to know what you guys think of my idea. I know it's not for everyone, but I'd love to know if you guys would be interested in something like that. Maybe some clever folks with some development skills might be interested in picking it up, who knows. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all very soon.